Living the dream.
Oh, I'm a tight swinger, mate.
And he gets to see my face every week, so I mean, how lucky is he? Absolute professionals at this. We do put it on YouTube.
I'm genuinely impressed, mate. Genuinely impressed.
Edit that. We'll cut that bit out.
Good evening, Andy.
I think I've just pooed myself. Good evening, Leon. How the heck are you?
Do you know what? I'm in a good mood because you haven't got your box.
Yeah.
Point proven.
No, I think it's still worth it.
No.
But
anyway, let's not waste time on it.
We have.
He's not here.
We had additional problems. So we should mention last week the sound was pretty poor.
I blame your box.
Don't. It's not my box.
It's funny. The one episode you bring the box out, the one episode you have some problems.
It's a fair point.
So don't get your box out.
I'll keep the box.
Keep your box in your pocket.
Keep the box hidden where it should be kept hidden. How's your week been?
My week's been steady away. Nothing really to report on, apart from the daughter has got the lurgy.
Oh no, not again.
So we're all negative and we're testing daily and that, but she's got it.
Just when you think it's safe to go back in the water.
Jaws reference.
Yeah.
Good film, that.
Yeah, it was a good film.
Rated by a lot of people, that's a good film as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it was a good film.
Everyone chuck smiles to the listeners. So,
I knew this was coming.
I've got a poll coming.
You're not having a poll if I can't have a box.
I told Andy this week. Well, it was last week, wasn't it? I've actually been trying to get it for a while to watch this.
He's been bleating on about this for a while.
So I'm a big fan of Sopranos. I think it's probably one of the best TV series I've ever watched. Now, people got their own opinions. I've been badgering you non-stop to watch it. I even said to you, it's a slow starter, and once you get used to the characters, you know what's going on, it just gets unbelievably good, and you have such good episodes from thereafter. Got a message this week telling to me, Sopranos is rubbish. I was like, oh, good about that. So, bump into you tonight, obviously, to the record. So, once again, you bring up that Sopranos is rubbish. It's fine, it's your opinion. How many episodes did you watch? I only watched one. One episode. You hadn't given it any chance whatsoever. I told you it's a slow burner. So I want you, as our fellow listeners, if you're a Sopranos fan, just get on at him, because this is ridiculous. He's give it, I think it's 1% of a chance compared to how many episodes there is. You barely give it all. Let down you are to me. Let down. What do you have to say about it anyway?
What were the exact words you said?
I can't swear on it.
Well, this is the thing. So we've just been having this discussion before we started recording, and I've recorded it, our discussion.
Have you? Good.
Yeah, so here it is. This is us off mic, just chatting, and this is, I mean, if true feelings were ever a thing, this is, your true feelings have come across it. So
I feel violated. You've recorded without me knowing.
Have a listen to this. This is Leon's true feelings and true thoughts coming through. Just listen right to the end, because the words he says, man, it cuts me deep.
It annoys me. It annoys me. Starting the fact that it's like quite complicated because you don't warm to anybody, you don't get who's what. It's not until the characters actually start to establish themselves you go, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, but the first episode's supposed to grip you. It's
What's
supposed
in the first episode?
get
I
you in.
remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's
I watched
confusing.
it the other
It starts
day.
off really confusing.
Oh, he's seeing the psychiatrist, and he has them ducks in his swimming pool.
Yeah, so pretty much what they've done is they're setting up the whole series because all revolves around him. He's not a mafia boss yet, but he's the head of a mafia. Has to see a psychiatrist. He's got problems, like he's got family problems, like he's got like mother problems. He's got like the ducks represent his family that want to go off and fly away.
Yeah, didn't even get any of that.
No, you don't.
I just got the ducks that are in his swimming pool.
Yeah, you don't until later on. Oh mate, honestly, you're dead to me, man. Dead to me. Dead to me.
It's a bit harsh.
Oh man.
Sometimes what you have to just remember is what you like. Maybe I don't.
No. Because
you can't just
hang on.
Oh, I love this, so everybody must love it.
Hey, I've not got a problem with that. If you watch a season, and then go, yes, it's for me. Okay, you give it a chance. You've done one episode of 9 seasons.
I can't waste that. They're an hour episode.
45.
First one was an hour.
Well, okay, but split that. But it's like credited as like the number one box set of all time. Like, that's not just me, that's like everyone puts it above. I mean, it's way above Sons in like, it's above Breaking Bad, and everyone bangs about Breaking Bad.
Well, I'll be honest, I'll watch that, and I watched a few episodes of that as well, and I just
Breaking Bad's a really slow burn, and Breaking Bad didn't get to good till last season. Like, I mean, last season I'm like, yeah, this is good, but upstairs it's just shit.
And then what's the point? You can't watch something. It's like watching a movie all the way through, and then the end being good.
Yeah. That's what Breaking Bad is. But everyone lives on the nostalgia of like, oh, what an awesome season, what an awesome thing. But it's actually the ending and the building up to the ending that's great.
A load of pants.
So, mate, don't make me
Yeah, so that's...
I knew that was it. I can't remember what I said, like, but there you go.
That was it. How rude of you. You said, I'm dead to you.
Yeah.
In fact, you even messaged me this week saying we need to look for another podcast partner. Not having it.
It's because you didn't give it enough chance, man.
Oh, it needed to get me. Maybe I just wanted mood for it.
Mood schmood.
Yeah, I have looked through like Netflix and Amazon and stuff. I've been looking for a new series to watch, and you have been bleating on about it, so I thought I'll give it a go. But there's stuff that I'm thinking, I just can't be bothered to commit to that.
It is long. Don't get me wrong. It's a long-winded.
And when I say you've got to be moved, I think you have, because the first episode is generally where you learn about the characters and the story and stuff. So you've got to really concentrate on that.
I just told you that.
And I just can't be bothered. I think at that time maybe I just couldn't be bothered. For you, I will give another episode a go. But if it's got to be something good, if not good in second episode, I'm not wasting another hour. My time's precious.
I genuinely can't remember what happens in early seasons.
But you just said like Breaking Bad that was right till the end to get good.
It is, yeah. Well, yeah. So I wouldn't say to you. I've been open and honest in saying like Breaking Bad for me was all right when you put it all in context, but it doesn't get anywhere good until like the last season for me. And then the El Torado, whatever that was, do you know they've got like a film that finishes it off, ties it all up because it finishes a bit of a loose end.
No idea.
That's a good film. That's pretty good. And then Better Call Saul, which is a spin-off, that was good. Once again, I wouldn't say to someone, oh, you've got to watch it because it's such a good watch. Like we did with Sons. I said about Sons dinner. I told you about Sons non-stop. Banged on about it. Once again, that's almost a slow starter. Doesn't take much to get going really, that one, until you start to get used to the characters, who's who and what's happening.
Nah, there was a lot of blood in the first episode. Someone got shot. Things happened. I tell you what I did watch, which was good. Big. Tom Hanks.
I love Big. I love Big. I was thinking which one's that, but yeah, I like Big.
Yeah.
Although when you think about that, it's a bit odd. She slept with a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, he was 13.
Oh, sorry. Explain it.
He said she was 12.
I don't know what that is. Is that something?
It's a thing on TikTok.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you sit down and analyse that, that's a dark film, really. It's not meant to be, but...
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he goes back to being a 12-year-old, 13, sorry, and he's a man now, boy. He's a man. He's going to want that again, isn't he? He's going to want more of that.
He is, yeah. He's going to be like a rat up a drain pipe.
It's like the forbidden fruit. Once you have one bite, give me some more of that. Best thing ever, isn't it?
Oh, man. Do you remember when you was 12, 13?
Yeah, I was in the garden kicking a ball around. He's now in his bedroom kicking his balls around.
Oh, dear Lord. What else have you been up to this week? Oh, good.
I've genuinely not done all good this week at all. I've nothing that sticks out by itself. What have you been up
to? Continued running this week.
Oh,
I don't know if I've had 3 or 4 runs this week.
Yeah, still no invite to me, but never mind.
No, you're always really busy. I've been trying to do a bit of decorating. It's just bits at a time, which is...
I hate decorating. I'm not a fan. I ain't patient enough. I hate cutting in. Like the missus likes cutting in.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. Even to the point where give me a roller, I'm just like, oh god, this is painful.
Yeah, I want to see a difference very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't want to do 7 coats of paint.
Yeah. I tell you what I did do last Sunday. I painted my mum's fence. Did I mention it last week? Did I mention it on podcast?
No, you didn't, but you told me about it.
With sprayer. I enjoyed that. It's proper like a pump sprayer. Like, the downside was it was a bit windy last week, so I had more on my face than on fence.
You got a tan?
Yeah.
That was looking a bit more bronzed.
That was really surprising because it was going on and it was going on a bit weird. Now I said, oh, this is going to look patchy and awful. But actually, when it dried really nice. Like really even. but he didn't look even when it was going on, which I was quite pleased with.
I often think that with like painting, because I haven't been able to use a roller because it just squirts everywhere, and there's not worse than squirting in your kitchen.
I don't mind that.
And I got a pad, which I normally like them pads, but it was just rubbish. And what else did I get? Oh, so I've just been brushing. But like you said, like when you go back and like revisit bits, it just looks really patchy. Once it's all dry, it's not look too bad. Yeah, it's just I want to see massive results on a cheap budget in like an hour.
Yeah, we once. I mean, I'd do it again. I probably couldn't afford to do it again. But we got a decorator in when we went on holiday one year. So when we went on a 2-week holiday, give a decorator a key, he decorated the whole house. So we came back to the house, completely decorated. I was like, yeah, this is really good. So I got my bill, and I was like, oh yeah, this is.
Yeah, but at least you're not in the mess, are you?
No. Well, we had to come back. The weird thing is, we packed everything up and covered everything up for him to get round out walls and stuff. But then he didn't put the room back together for us. So we came back to everything to put back.
So he painted, and that's all he done.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was needed because what people do is they'll just paint on top of paint and paint on top of paint and paint on top of paint. He actually sanded back. Right. Which is like probably the best way of like, so like when we came in, I was like, why is the sand everywhere? And he like, roughed it up, sanded it through.
Thought it was a beach.
Yeah. But like I say, he did a really good job. And we didn't, like I say, didn't have the mess. All we do is come back and like sort of put everything back in its place and just like
clean up
a little bit. Yeah, like, dust a bit.
Just, did you like lock your like bedroom drawers and stuff?
Well, no, it was painting in there.
So it could have been rumbling through your undies.
That's what floats his boat.
It might have been wearing your undies while painting the room.
Yeah, boys.
Still got a job done.
We say job got done. I don't know. I don't care.
It's more his problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna say unlucky him. That's how he gets his kicks.
Absolutely disgusting. Right, what we're going to talk about this week?
So this week we're going to talk about lies, blatant lies. When people just lie and you go, "That's a lie," and then they get like take umbrage because you call them out on it and stuff like that. And I want to extend it to the kids as well. So it's not just lying in general. Like, like some people just do it. Like other week when I did it with that woman with that cat.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but I don't know what it is. So yeah, let's talk about lies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
not stands.
Lie stands. So terrible, man. No dear. Stand-up career's not going enough anywhere.
Sorry, I'm on edit this week. I've cut that
out. So, like, do your kids, do you call your kids out on a lie when they'll tell, like, a little white lie?
Yeah. There are times when I just blatantly know, like, just little things. And did you brush teeth? Yeah. Have you? Yeah.
Toothbrush is bone dry.
Have you? No. Yeah, little things like that. I don't think we tell, like, massive lies. There's not something where I thought I'm a bit concerned about that. Mm. But I suppose little lies can become bigger lies.
Yeah, if you get out of hand, yeah. Because like mine, it's the same. Like, if I know I'll do something, and I'll go, "No, you haven't," and they'll be like, "Yeah, I have," and then they get like really emotional about it, like, "You never believed me," oh, and I'm like, "I know, but where do I go now? Because I can't keep pushing that as in like you're lying because I don't want to thing it."
But then great acting.
Yeah, because what was coming on, I'm like, "Oh, here we go," so emotional. But yeah, my kids, like I said, they like to. Tell a lie.
Yeah.
But I think it's the thing they can get in trouble.
Yeah, but it's worse lying.
Of course it is, yeah.
And then finding the truth out later on. I'm sure you was like that when you was a kid.
Yeah. And I think it's like because you think you get in trouble, so your natural defence is to go, "Want me?"
Do they blame each other then?
No, to be fair, they'll gang together. Do you know, like
they're a team, aren't
yeah, they pretty much back each other up. But like, if someone did something, the other go, "Yeah, no, it wasn't them." Do you know, like they'd like when I was a kid or whatever, it'd be like, "Yeah, it was them," and then they get in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas they're like, "It was neither of us." What? That's just fallen on the floor miraculously. Yeah.
Yeah. So something's been spilt in kitchen. Yeah. They're both stood there.
Neither of us. One of us. Yeah. No. Guy ran in, came in the kitchen, chucked it on the floor, and ran back out again. And I saw him. What did it look like? But yeah,
4'6".
Yeah, blue hair.
Yeah, yellow feet.
I know him.
Stop letting him in your house.
Yeah.
You weirdo. What I really can't stand is when adults properly just lie. You know, and I work how I work. Obviously, I'm kind of checking on performance and things like that. And when it's just, oh, my laptop's just miraculously stopped working, or I definitely saved it, or I've done loads of work and I just haven't emailed you. I can work with the truth if you've not done anything, but I can't work with just blatant.
My dog's eating it.
Yeah. My cat's just had a cack on the laptop screen.
Yeah.
And that really, really gets me. But again, can you call it out?
Well, that's the hard thing, calling someone out, and then if they get really defensive about it, you don't know what's what. So I put this in the face group this week, and I got some absolute corkers, and they remind me of, do you know when kids or teenagers tell a lie about someone else that you can't prove, but you know it's not true because it's so far-fetched? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't go, that didn't happen, because one, you wasn't there, but two, you think, that's unbelievable, that can't have happened.
Yeah.
So these are the ones I picked out because they're some absolute belters, right? So bearing in mind these are other people saying it. So a friend told me a story about his granddad in World War II, and he had one bullet and a knife left. There was two enemy soldiers in front of him, so he lined the knife up in front of the barrel of the gun, fired it, the shot got split in two, and killed both two men in front of him.
I mean, you do hear these really weird things, don't you?
It's like there's two enemies. I've got one bullet. I'll put my knife down barrel and go boom, split the bullet. I'll take them both out. What a hero! That guy would have medals.
Have you seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Yeah.
You know when he
splits the arrow,
he bites the end of the arrow or something, fires two of them, just go woof, kill two people.
That was that.
That's amazing.
That was the Robin Hood version of World War II.
I genuinely think that could happen.
Sure.
No.
Another one. This also reminds me of like when teenagers and stuff that. A mate of mine when he was 13 said he was dropped off in the jungle by his granddad's helicopter and he had to bushwhack his way out. It took him 12 days and he had no water or food. Like, as if, like...
Do you know the thing, though? When obviously you start telling a lie, then you need another lie to cover that lie, to cover that lie.
Yeah.
It just becomes...
But even before you even start saying about the bush thingy, what, your granddad's got a helicopter? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That
You've got a granddad? Show off.
Do you know what I mean? Another one says, I once worked at a summer camp, since we're like American things, we don't have summer camps, do we here, really? No. So, I once worked at a summer camp, and I had everyone believe that a lump on my head was from a horn I had removed, when it was just a benign cyst. So, that's one of those lies where I think that's pretty cool. That's like, you know, everyone else's expense, but he managed to convince everyone that he had a horn that was removed.
Is that like the old shark bite thing? I've got a scar. Oh, how did you get that? I got bit by a shark, I wrestled it, punched it in the eye.
Fell off a wall, Yeah. This one I sort of get, but I didn't as well. So when my daughter was 7, I used to tell her I was a Korean War veteran. I used to put on a limp to simulate and make it more believable. After 2 years, she came home from school with her teacher telling her that I was far too young to have been in that war, or even in any war for that fact.
Outed by your teacher.
Yeah, I'm going to say, that's one of them ones where like, you've embellished with kids for a bit of fun or whatever. And then she's gone off telling school, yeah, my dad's a Korean War veteran.
This is a little bit like you and your allergy. Your
Behave
allergy
yourself.
to dogs, isn't it?
Here's another one. I once worked with a guy who once said that he got so mad with his daughter's ex, he picked up his Harley Davidson over his head and threw it at him. The guy says, I would have believed this if it wasn't built like a broomstick handle.
And we just, that's the first thing you go to your motorbike to pick up.
Throw it over your head. And then I got one more for you. So I once worked with a woman who swore she bungee jumped from an aeroplane. Like, how do you get back in the plane? Just hanging from a plane that's going through air. And then, how do you land that plane? Because surely you hit the floor first and get dragged along the tarmac.
That's what I was thinking. Like an helicopter, you can kind of hover, can't you? You can't hover in a plane.
Well, no, yeah, so when they come close to the ground, you're going to be like sort of like smashed to the floor and then dragged along the floor. And you'd be like bungeeing, like getting closer, further, from the aeroplane as it's landing.
And then what happens when you get to the end of the runway? You know, like when you do land, you're in a plane.
You go to the back of it.
Literally, the land and then slap the brakes on.
Like, how does that even work? Bungee jump from an aeroplane.
I don't know what people's aim is with it. You know, if you was to tell me something that was that outrageous, do you genuinely believe that I think? What am I going to think? If you told me that you bungee jumped out of a helicopter, I go, right, great. It don't fulfil my life anymore. But I know somebody, or I can now tell people that I know somebody that can talk completely utter bullshit.
Yeah. Because like you've got one, haven't you? And
Well, I've never.
no, wasn't it like someone with Dean Saunders or something? Isn't that something you made up once?
No, that's not a story we're going to discuss on here. Absolutely.
Well, because it's utter bullshit.
We'll discuss this one afterwards.
Can I record it and put it on next week's episode?
Yeah. So I asked for advice from other dads about kids and lying and stuff. So I got one. Tristan Duff says, I only have 2 hard stop rules for my daughters. Don't lie and don't be a bully. They're 5 and 7 and actually really good about honesty. I think that's the key thing, and it's just try and emphasise that being honest is a much better way of doing it. You only get yourself in a load of knots.
Yeah. But being devil's advocate, I'm sure, I don't know how true this is. Do you know kids who are quick to make up little white lies or quick to get themselves out of situations by telling the lies, become to be more successful people because they've got that edge about them, to be crooked in business. I'm not saying crooked in business, but like, cutthroat in business because you can think on your feet and you're quick.
It's a confidence thing,
yeah.
I think, innit, that you can...
I'm sure I've read somewhere that kids who tell lies become better.
I think it's a fine line though, isn't it, between confidence and cockiness. It can be. And I think you need to teach, we all need to teach kids confidence, granted, but then you don't want to, I don't know, if you went into a job interview as a brain surgeon and managed to blag your way through it and go, look, doctor, you're going to have to cut this guy's head open now. And
the bloke will go, give me that sharp thing over there. You mean the saw? Yeah, go on, have a go with that one first.
Pass that screwdriver.
Yeah. But I bet there's people out there that blag things like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I don't doubt it at all. I also asked if you would ever call another adult out. So if somebody was to tell you something you thought, this is absolutely... If it's somebody I think in you're a comfortable environment with, you just go, what a load of rubbish that is. But then why are you telling me that? Why are you telling me a load of rubbish?
Yeah.
If it's not. Dave Engel says, I work in construction, and yes, I call them out on it. I attended the US Air Force Academy Preparation School and had the honour code ingrained in me. Part of the honour code includes not tolerating lying from others.
Oh, wow.
So that was a good one. Mark Andrews says, my son rages on his Xbox sometimes. He's not the best loser. Last week, his TV fell over and broke. Asked him to show me how. He tried his best to demonstrate, but I knew he had thrown his controller out in rage. He eventually admitted it. He's currently doing chores to earn back enough for a new TV and buy his controller back.
Wow.
Yeah, to me, you just don't get anywhere with it. You're just creating yourself more and more worry, effort, struggles.
Well, sometimes when you tell a lie, it's trying to keep up with that lie. Do you know, you might say something to one person and then maybe say something different to someone else. And then after time, it's like, oh crap, who did I say what to what or whatever? Or do you know that lie gets out of hand? More questions get asked and it just embellishes and embellishes. Which is not what you want, is it? Because it's far harder to, keep up with a lie than it is to keep up with the truth, I suppose.
Yeah, so then, what about maybe when lying is something that we have to do?
Sometimes there's a necessity to lie, isn't there? And it's more...
Like, does my bum look big in this?
Exactly, yeah. Or, which dress looks best? They both look amazing, lad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Stay in your lane. Just know your limits.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're the questions where you can't win.
Well, exactly. Have you ever seen the film, The Invention of Lying, with Ricky Gervais?
Yeah. You told me to watch it, so I did what you asked, and I watched it all the way through. And I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was amazing.
No, it was Special Correspondence.
Oh, yeah.
You watched that as well?
Yeah, that's the one I'm on about.
Yeah.
You hadn't told me to watch the other one then?
No. Well, there's a film, basically, and everybody in it can't lie.
All right.
And then he just does one day and then realises he can lie. So if I said to you, you owe me £10, you go, that must be true because we don't lie, so you give me £10. So he just starts creating this life of lies. And I don't want to be spoiled, but it comes and catches him.
Oh, nice.
Up with an end.
Sounds quite good.
It's quite a good film, yeah.
Yeah, Special Correspondence was all right. On your say so, I watched it and did as I was told, mate.
Do you remember watching Facing the Giants?
Yeah, it was terrible. I still watched it.
You
told me. You told me to watch. I watched it all the way through. I could have turned it off after the first 10 minutes because it was a load of rubbish. But I watched it all the way through, hoping it might get better. It might grow on me. Even Mrs. said, "Don't let him bring a DVD in this house ever again."
Yeah, she did say to me. I was watching this thinking, is this a joke?
We genuinely thought you'd stitched us up in the fact that it was like, yeah, Lem says it's a really good film. Oh yeah, let's put it on, yeah. Sat there. I said, give us the wrong DVD. What's this? This is terrible. Just pass me a box here and make sure my CD's in box. Come on, disc represents it.
It was a good film.
Once again, not got a problem, but I give it its time, and I haven't recommended it to a single soul since.
It's one of them films where, like Sopranos, maybe it's just not my thing. Maybe that just weren't your thing. Right, who's your plonker of the pod this week?
So my plonker of the pod is
it me for not watching Sopranos?
No. I'll get you there eventually.
Just recommend something good and I'll watch it.
Sopranos good, mate.
All right, I might have a look.
Sons of Anarchy is good as well.
Completely made.
Completely. Okay. Right, so my plonker of the pod is drivers are set to be fined £70 for parking, even if there is no double yellow lines under the new law. How are you supposed to know where to park? They could get fined for parking somewhere that you're not meant to park.
Well, this was my thing the other week with driving through a bus lane, and I didn't see any signs or anything. You know, if it's a bus lane, paint the bugger yellow.
Yeah, so you can see it.
Yeah.
So this is in London, the trial in it, and it's like where there was double yellows, they're going to then remove the double yellows. You know, so like because obviously that's. So I don't know why.
In London, they have double red.
You get towed and taken away for double red.
Right, because I've often thought if you double yellows and you can't park on double yellows, you're not supposed to be parking.
So double yellows, you park on double yellows, you just get a fine, and not really happens too much. Park on double reds, your car gets taken away.
Disabled drivers can park on double yellows.
I don't think they can.
Well, they must be able to because they park outside my house on double yellows all the time.
Yeah, I don't think they're like exempt for parking on double yellows. Double yellows is like I think potentially like a quick drop off or just like unloading and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's because it's such a busy road. You block the flow. I think. So I don't think even disabled people are meant to park on double yellows.
So
don't quote me on that though.
Me being a bit of a skeptic, then this to me just seems like a bit of a cash cow.
Yeah.
You're going to park somewhere and someone's going to say, "Yeah, you shouldn't park there."
Yeah.
Why not just ban all cars from town centre?
Well, yeah, I just think. How are you supposed to know? Like, so if you live in the area and you know what's going on, that's fine. You can sort of get to it because you know the sort of rules of your area. I could go to that borough and now I know, there's no double yellows, I'm going to park there.
Yeah. No signage. Or
No.
signs will be tiny at end of street.
Yeah.
It just feels like we're being conned, doesn't it, all the time with stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like people are just going, I know, well, get more cash out of you. We aren't going to be able to afford to drive anyway soon.
Well, there is that.
I went the other day, I put 20 quid's worth of diesel in,
Yeah.
it cost me 25 quid.
I was going to say, it hasn't affected me yet because I still only put 20 quid in every time I go, so it hasn't really affected me.
Same price, isn't it? You're just going more regular now.
Yeah, still only paying £20 every time I go. Don't make a difference to me.
Right, my plonker of the pod this week. This is a bit vague, this one, but it happened a couple of times this week. So you know, like when you drive down the street, and you'll wait for the car at the other end. I'm quite a courteous driver, I think. So I'll pull in, let that car come through. So that car then starts coming through, and then halfway it'll just then pull in, and then flash me to go for my go. Mate, I've stopped here already. Just bring yourself through. Don't be messing up the system.
Yeah.
It's like, didn't we talk about when we went to Steph's packed lunch the other week, and I said, I went into the toilets, there's 3 rounds, and there's a guy stood in the middle.
I always go in the middle.
No, them's not the rules. You do not stand in the middle.
I do it to annoy people.
No, you just do it so people stand next to you and you can see more willies.
I'm not standing in the middle anymore. That's what you think. I had a very similar thing with car the other day. So I was coming down the street and I couldn't pull in. So I came into the end of the street, but I came in, if that makes sense, and the car was coming up. And I was thinking, well, I can't back out back into the main road. I've got to at least come forward. But there's a space for someone to come into. So they came in, I started to proceed forward, and this car, who could have pulled in behind me, bearing in mind I can't go nowhere, I now can't pull in because this car's pulled in here, but there was another car following it, he just came totally up. And so I pretty much stopped, and now couldn't let this car pass me because I couldn't get past him because the other car come too close. I'm stood there, sat there thinking, well, I can't go back now because there's a busy main road behind me. I'm not reversing onto a main road. You need to go back to your space. He's not moving back. This guy's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what do I do about him? Because all he's thinking is, if I move forward a little bit, he can slip round back of me. Even to a point where I would have been happy if he didn't let me go forwards, and then I'd have backed up to let him come to the space that I can go past. But we just stood there looking at each other and like, what's going to happen here? And this guy next to me was fuming because he could tell it wasn't my fault and it wasn't his fault, but he could see there's a guy that won't move backwards. I was like, you know, I resolved it. The guy moved back eventually after about a couple of minutes.
You two should have just got out and just shouted.
High-fived each other. Yeah. But yeah, just the brass on him was in like I had to go back. I was like, I ain't going back because I've just let this guy in. Between the two of us, we negotiated the best way around here.
I as well. I don't understand why people are so afraid sometimes of just acknowledging, just saying thanks for that.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that? You know, if you stood, you pull in, let somebody come through. Why can't they just acknowledge you? I sometimes feel like, but this is the time where you just need to pause the world, rewind it 6-7 seconds till they go back, and then I'm pulling straight out and
Give you
there's 2 fingers as I drive past through. It's so annoying. To a point where I'm sat in car myself, and as they drive through, I'm like, no problem, mate.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Yeah.
Just courteous, isn't it? If I was to open a door for you, you'd expect somebody to say thank you for it. Same thing. I'm opening the door to life.
Yeah, maybe it's like a chivalry thing. They don't want you to let them through.
They go, I can get through myself.
Yeah,
as if I need your help.
I mean, I told you that when I held the door open for someone. Proper had to go, have I told you?
I think so.
It was like, I don't need to hold the door, and I was like, well, I was like slamming your face next. You know what I mean? But it was one of those things where like I came through and I got the door and I sort of, you know, instead of just holding it and carry on walking, I sort of held it and turned around on myself 360, if that makes sense, 180. So I turned around with the door and held the door in my hand to let them through, if that makes sense. And it was a she, said, you don't need to hold the door for me. And I was like, okay. Like, carried on. I was like, I genuinely I didn't know who was behind me. I just knew someone was behind me, if that makes sense.
So in future, we need to learn. So what you need to do is get inside the shop or whatever it is.
Just swing you back shut.
Shout out the door. Do you need this holding, love? And if not, just slam it shut.
But
you can't do right for doing wrong, can you?
No, but like that's where I've been brought. Like no matter who is coming through the door, I will hold the door open just so you don't have to touch the door, but you can get through.
What if the next person coming had no arms?
Well, in future they get a door slammed in the face from me.
You have to open it with their head.
But I mean, it's not stopping me from holding the door open, but because it's a fair few years ago.
It's stuck with you, though.
Oh yeah, it's probably stuck with me. It was just the brass of how she was like, "You don't need to hold the door open for me." I was like, wow. And it was like, I didn't know who there was, didn't know nothing. It was just, you get caught out of the blue. I was just like, whoa,
These are the times, though, when I've always thought, wouldn't life be good if you could just be honest with people? Without being rude, just go, right, no worries, fair enough. Stand at the other side of that door there then, and I'm going to close it. Up in the buggy yourself. Yeah. You don't need to be rude about it.
No.
But you wouldn't go to them lengths, would you? Because it's just a waste of your own energy.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen if I did.
I think at that point in time, you'd be more than in your rights just to urinate on it.
With your face. I mean, the whole like the man, woman, whatever, that's irrelevant. It was just the blatantness of like just having to go before the door up, and I was like, wow, this is not right.
Some people.
Well, it's a fair few years ago, and I don't think about it at all.
Most days. You think about it every time you open a door for somebody.
To be fair, I genuinely think when I go to open a door, it does come back to me a little bit to like hesitate on like actually holding the door open. I don't think I spin round like I did, if that makes sense.
Like a big pirouette.
Well, I just think hold the door, like give it a little push and stuff, and then just carry on my way. Whereas maybe it was the flamboyance of me turning the way I was like, there you go.
Was you asking for a tip?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right, that was lots of fun. Let's do this all again next week.
See you next Thursday.
I'm going to see you next Thursday. And keep yourself smiling.
Stay safe.
Thank you for listening right to the end of this week's podcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at dad_tales_ or get involved by emailing us at dadtales@outlook.com. You can also now join our Facebook page by searching Dad Tales.
Keep the feedback coming. We are genuinely humbled by all the input and the comments you are providing us. Stay safe, celebrate small victories, and keep smiling.